I'm glad you guys won. I'm glad you guys got in. And obviously, the big question on everybody's mind is Tua going to play, right? At the end of the day, this team is completely different with Tua in there and healthy than when there's Scott Thompson or Terry Bridgewater, whoever it is in there. So the main question it comes down to this weekend is obviously the two big quarterback questions: is Tua and is Lamar Jackson going to play? And let's talk about Tua first. What's the latest you're hearing about Tua?
The latest is we haven't heard anything.
And while
about
you do
Tua.
that, I'm going to crack my Budweiser.
There you go. Crack open a cold one. The latest news is there really isn't any news. Monday, Mike McDaniel was at a presser, and he informed the media that he has not cleared the concussion protocol yet. He was hopeful to have an update, tomorrow, which is Wednesday. If you're listening to this on, January 10th when we're recording it. The line movement is starting to suggest possibly that, Tua might come back. And I think if he does come back, this line's going to drop further down to probably Dolphins +7. But if it's like Teddy Bridgewater, it's probably going to go back up to +10. If it's Skylar Thompson, look at Dolphins +14, like in a cocaine heartbeat. Personally, I think Tua's going to be coming back for this game. That was always the plan. Granted, it's the plan, potentially factoring in him clearing the concussion protocol. But at the end of the day, he's one hard hit on the turf away from just going out of this game anyway. So, I mean, it's definitely going to be something to watch. I wonder what they would do, protection wise. If Tua is in the game, are they going to go a little bit more max protect, which is going to be interesting because Gesicki can't block. So you might see more of the other tight end. I believe his name is Smythe. I could be wrong. Just my apologies. Don't really know the second string tight end. I know he's more of a blocking tight end than Gesicki, that's for sure. But that's kind of how I would look at it is are they going to dial back the offense a little bit to go max protect and have more linemen on the field? But then the other issue is, the Bills can be beaten on the ground. I've been beating that drum for the last couple of weeks now. But the issue is the one time we actually had a running game look good, Raheem Mostert broke his thumb, so he's going to be questionable for this game. This might be the, Jeff Wilson, Salvin Ahmed game, potentially. But weather-wise, it looks like it's going to be okay. It's only going to be in the 30s. They're really not calling for snow. So weather shouldn't be a factor. All that being said, I'm going with Buffalo in this game. If Tua plays, I think he'll keep it close, but if I'm going to bet this game, I'm going to take the Bills in a money line parlay for once. It's one of my best bets.
So you ready for the first big surprise of the podcast?
You're gonna go with the Dolphins winning on the road?
If Tua Tagovailoa is healthy, and if Tyreek is healthy, because remember he popped up with that hamstring or ankle or whatever it was in that game. Mm-hmm. If those two are healthy, I'm taking the Miami Dolphins to win that game. Now that's a big if he's healthy. Now obviously if he's not, if they tried out there Scott Thompson or trash Bridgewater, it's not gonna matter. The Bills are gonna annihilate them off the field. But I have a bad feeling about this Bills team. It's been nagging at me for about 6 weeks now. And I can't seem to shake it. You know me, I'm a huge Josh Allen fan now. I love the guy. And I have ingratiated myself with him even more this past week with how much of a great leader he was in the locker room. Saying all the right things after Damar Hamlin incident. And thank God Damar Hamlin is back out of the hospital out of UC. He's back in Buffalo. There's a care team up there watching him. So it looks like he's on the mend. So that's obviously great news. But I gained so much respect for Josh Allen. But I can't shake the fact that this guy is a complete moron when it comes to the red zone. He threw another pick against the Patriots. I'm thinking to myself, we're going to win this freaking game. When he threw that pick, I was convinced we're going to win that game. And the only reason why we lost that game is because Nyheim Hines. Nyheim Hines is 2 touchdowns that went back, which is 14 points. The final score was 35-23. Take those 14 points away, it's 23-21. Obviously, that's simplification of the whole game. But what I'm saying is you can't count on Nyheim Hines giving you 2 touchdowns in a playoff game. And like I said before, if you're one team in the regular season, you're not going to completely change who you're on the postseason. And this team, the Buffalo Bills offense, is a turnover waiting to happen. And I promise you, if Tua plays, this game is going to be much closer than people think in the fourth quarter.
I would buy that if the Dolphins were even middle of the pack in generating turnovers. They are bottom of the league right now, even with Xavier Howard out there. I get what you're saying. I just have zero faith in the Dolphins generating a turnover, even if he does have a lapse of judgment in the red zone.
Yeah, but the thing is though, like we've seen Josh, like obviously I get it, like there's times where he'll get a hit and he'll throw the ball up, right? But there's times where he's rolling out and he'll throw right to a defender. It's happened on multiple times this year where he is throwing balls that he has no business throwing with no pressure on him, and he throws an interception. So that's what I'm saying is like, you guys don't have to be great at generating pressure. The guy will throw you one. Like it's a given he'll throw you one. He might get two out of it. And in a playoff game, when things start to get tight in the fourth quarter, and you guys have already like played them real tight, you know, and you guys beat them in Miami, and you guys split the series. And up in Buffalo about 4 or 5 weeks ago, the snow came in the fourth quarter, and that kind of, you know, was a deciding factor. But I'm just saying, you guys can match up with those guys, and I would not be shocked if the Miami Dolphins pull off a win with Tua healthy. Now, obviously, if he's not, it's a different story. It's going to be like that TCU